Being an independent artist is not just about making music anymore. There's literally so many layers that goes into it. One of the important things that I find is really important is protecting your energy, your accessibility, and standing up for your art. I'm C13. If you couldn't tell, I'm a San Diego, California based artist. I rap, I sing. Music has always been a part of my life ever since I was like 2 years old. And then moving to Belize, music was something that really helped me to keep myself entertained. I would always like listen to songs and then write the lyrics, re-listen to the songs, write the lyrics. I would write my own songs. Fun fact, I used to write Christian songs about Jesus and stuff when I was like 7. And then I got more into it, I would say, after high school. And then I've just been taking it serious for like the past 4 or 5 years. Been taking it more serious. Definitely there's some elements. If I'm looking over here, it's because this is where my notes are at, so don't mind me. The importance of protecting your energy. So why is it important to protect your energy? Your energy is your biggest asset. Your energy and your presence, your essence is your biggest asset. But like your energy, your physical energy, like you're already, feel like me, vitamin D deficient. You may work 2 to 3 jobs or work a full-time job. You may have kids. Once you come home, like you get drained, like you're physically, mentally drained. So it's like, if you do get any time to yourself, why would you want to be stressing with, the little energy that you got? You don't have as much energy as it is. So it's very important to protect your energy, because when you have stressors, work and all that stuff, it can really prohibit you from tapping into that creative energy. You might be too stressed out to make a song. Stressful, draining environments, being around negative people, all of that, industry pressures, all of that can contribute to like you not feeling creative. You're always in survival mode. You can't be in that creative mode where it's just like okay, like I'm calm, I have peace, the house is clean. Because for me, I can't operate if there's too much mess going on. That's important in protecting your energy. I'm still finding that balance with working full time. I'm learning to DJ. I like to read. I have my plants that I got to take care of, household duties, laundry, cooking, cleaning, all of that stuff, while maintaining those solid friendships that you have, making sure you're not neglecting them and that you're still making time for them. All of that while pursuing music. Definitely, there's some things that I put in place to help me protect my energy. So one of those things is I have a planner, a physical planner book. It allows me to plan out everything. If my friends will be hanging out and like, oh, let's hang out again in like 2 weeks, and so I put that in my planner. That helps me to stay organized. If anybody's like asking me, oh, can you do this on this day or whatever, I'll be like, you know what, I'll get back to you. I gotta check my planner, because not everything may be in my phone calendar and not everything might be in my physical planner. So I have to make sure everything lines up and that I don't overbook and all that stuff. That helps me to kind of like protect my energy. Saying no to last minute hangouts. If I'm doing something, or I'm working on music, or you're hitting me up late at night and it's like, oh, this is my only time that I get to relax, the answer may be no. So like I've been practicing more saying no to last minute things, because that's just time that's taken away that could have been used for something else. I also cut back on being outside. Not only does that drain my energy, when you're drinking and stuff. For me personally, I don't know about y'all, but it takes me like 2 to 3 business days to recover, and that's 2 to 3 days that's just gone. When I could have been up early, went to the gym, worked on music, or did something other than just lay in bed with a migraine all day, trying to drink water, trying to eat food. So not only that, your time, also like money, your resources. It's very expensive to go outside nowadays. You got a $30 bottle, $40, $50 bottle is now $300. You gotta pay for parking if you are driving. If you're DD, if you're not driving, you gotta pay for the Uber. Now you gotta pay for entry fee. And back in the day, I don't know, ladies didn't have to pay to get in. Now they charging us too. It's just expensive, and all that money, sometimes people will spend like $200 out, and it's like, dude, you could have used that to get a microphone. You could have used that to get some speaker. Not even speakers, but maybe a speaker. you know, if you got to save up and get the other speaker. So that's money, resource that, you know, you're also like draining and wasting at the same time. Another thing that helps me kind of protect my energy is turning off my notifications. I get a lot of messages, like DMs, likes, comments, shares, you know, not only from just one platform, from like a few platforms. That's not including regular phone app, regular people, you know, from sending text messages and phone calls and voicemails and stuff like that. I know for me, it overstimulates me. It stresses me out when there's too much notifications going on, and it, you know, I get easily distracted. I turned off my notifications. And with that, just because, you know, oh, you're not responding as fast enough, as fast as I would want you to, what's your phone number? No, I have to gatekeep my phone number, because, you know, people would think like, oh, because I have her phone number, I can just, you know, I have easier access to her. No, but yeah, not giving out my phone number. I usually try to keep it on like the DMs or whatever. And it's just simply to not only protect my peace, but for my safety as well, and not just giving out your number left and right. Recognizing energy drainers. So if you have those people in your life that are always like, hey bro, what you doing? Or hey girl, like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. It's getting to the point where you're like, oh, I don't want to say no, and it's just like, oh, I got this to do, but oh, this person invited me, you gotta learn to recognize that energy drain. You know, when you're like, oh, that's an energy drain, you know? Limit the time that you spend with those people, or put it in your calendar like, hey, no, I can't do it this weekend, maybe next weekend. Are you free next weekend? Really try to let people know like, hey, I'm not just at home twiddling my thumbs, like I have a life. Me personally, I don't like last minute stuff. Maybe you might like last minute stuff, but I don't like last minute stuff. I like things a certain way. I like structure. But yeah, recognize those energy drainers and just try to cut back on those things, whatever those energy drainers may be for you. Another energy drainer is taking work home. Once you clock out for the day, you should not be worried about work. You should not be talking about work, gossiping about work. Work is work. Work is done. What are we focusing on now? Worry about work during your business hours. If after work you're still like getting calls or emails or whatever it is that, you know, put a pause to it, because it's draining your energy. Like, have certain business hours for yourself so that you're not being drained of all your energy. It's not bad to like keep to yourself at work, you know, don't let them pressure you and bully you into, oh, you don't talk to us, or oh, you don't say hi. You didn't come there to say hi. You came there to work and get that money on. And honestly, like 9.9 times out of 10, those coworkers of yours, they're not your friends. They will throw you under the bus. They will do shady stuff towards you. Those are not your friends, so why are you stressing about them outside of work hours? Don't be scared to put your mental health first, because everybody else puts their mental health first. Also, dating, I think that that's an energy drainer, especially when it's just like, it's just no substance. What you doing? How are you? I'm good. Oh, that's good. Like,
what more do you want from me?
Why? I don't like small talk. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Get to it, because I got other stuff to do. I got other stuff to focus on, especially if these people are not like taking the time to genuinely get to know you, or if they're, you know, like they're not planning dates that you could put in your calendar. They're not providing no type of support, no like motivation, no nothing. Like, what's the point? It's just draining you of your energy. And honestly, a lot of people, they will see your energy, they will see your light rather, and they just want to dim it. They just want to dim it, or they just want to extract from it, which thus dimming it. They just want to be close to you. It's just proximity. Be mindful of that. Setting boundaries as an artist. Big thing is learning to say no. Being comfortable with saying no, even if you have to lie. There's sometimes people will like hit you up, and it's like, if you really don't want to do it, then just say, oh, I can't, I'm sorry, or oh, I'm busy. Even if you're like laying in bed watching TV, you're resting. You needed that rest. You worked full-time or part-time, or you know, you got done taking care of whatever it is. You deserve to rest. You don't owe anybody, you know, your time or whatever. If you want to say no, say no. Limit that access, you know, like, hey, like, you're not always going to be available 24/7. Obviously, assess the situation. If it's like, hey, you know, so-and-so called out, do you mind performing or whatever tomorrow, or, you know, in a few hours, can you get here? We'll pay you. If they talking about money, okay. But if they're not talking about money, then you need to run. Period. Period. Put yourself first.
I gotta put me first.
What are you gonna gain from it? Because, you know, like, you could be doing other things that can actually make a difference. Using contracts and clear communication from day one. It will also prevent you from being taken advantage of. So let me give you an example. This person asked for a collab, right, from me. And from the beginning, I was like, okay, also here's my email and everything, link to my distro, for the splits on the back end, whatever. So fast forward, song, do the song, song comes out, but I don't see that email in my email that lets me know that I'm getting a percentage of, the song or whatever. So I didn't promote the song. Like in the beginning, I was like not promoting the song because it was like, where's my percentage, right? It's not like I charged you. I didn't charge you. So the least that you could do is give the percentage. Because me personally, I view each song as a stock. I want an investment in my intellectual property. This is something that when it blows up, I don't want to say if, but when it blows up, that's something that could feed not only me, but my future legacy, that they could possibly eat off of that too. It's an asset. So why wouldn't I want to be compensated? Even if it's just a percentage, why wouldn't I want to be compensated for my art and my time, my energy, my creativity, my essence? So you really have to stand on business and state things clearly in the beginning. There's a time that someone asked for a collab, and I was like, okay, well, before I start on this, the only thing that I ask is that I get a percentage in the back end. And they're like, oh yeah, sure, of course, but just make sure you have that conversation, and that you have proof of it, because you never know, people are shady. They'll be like, you would think that somebody would want to give you a percentage, right? You'd be like, hey, where's my percentage, or can I get a percentage? Oh, we never talked about that. Oh, you never stated that. Or, oh, I don't have to do that, you didn't. And it's like, it's messed up, but it's like, you got to protect yourself in the end too. Speaking clearly and communicating clearly from the beginning is a way how you can set boundaries as an artist. Another way how to set a boundary is like, if you genuinely don't like somebody or you're uncomfortable around someone, act as such. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to, if there's definitely been a time where I'm in the same lineup as somebody that, maybe did me wrong, and I'm like, hey, like, don't sit me next to that nigga. I've definitely done that, because it's just like, no, they make me uncomfortable. I know myself, and I don't want to crash out. I don't want to go to jail. You don't have to be in someone's face that makes you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to be in a room with someone that makes you comfortable. Me, I try to just be cordial. Don't feel bad about speaking up, especially if you're a female. I'm a female artist, so I'm always gonna kind of lean towards having that as my audience for these videos. Obviously, just keep it professional, keep it cordial. If you don't like somebody, let it be known, and you don't have to say it verbally, but show it with your actions. You don't need to interact with them. If you see them coming, you can walk the other day. If they're walking towards you, you don't need to shake their hand or anything like that. Let them know, no, shit's not sweet. Be smart, be safe with your actions and decisions and whatnot, and just remember that no means no, and you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. If someone's offering you to drink or to do this and to do that and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Stand up for yourself, because you will get ran the fuck over. Boundaries will get tested in this industry. Believe me, people try me all the time. The ghetto. Standing up for your art. This is a big one that I've learned. I had this engineer that we would just always butt heads, to the point where I was doubting myself, damn, am I really trash? Damn, am I tone deaf? Oh, I started really just doubting myself. And especially because I've seen this artist or this engineer work with other people, and I'm just like, why are you not telling them this? Or why are you not? Personally, it's I don't know if that person just wanted to see me do great, or if they had ill intentions. It'd get to the point where it's oh, you know what? Do it this way, do it that way. You know what? Just change the whole beat. And it's just huh? Change the whole beat is crazy. I still finished the song. I wish I didn't, but I did finish the song, but I'd never put it out, because in my head it was just this is not my vision. This is a whole different vision. This is not the vibes that I was going for. It's not me. Stand up for that, because some people, they'll be like, oh yeah, it sounds way better. It sounds way better. But to you, it's I don't like it. Your opinion matters the most. You're the artist. You're paying for a service, right? At the end of the day. Also, I can see oh, okay, well, the engineer, their name is on that too. If they don't feel comfortable with it, then they might, and that engineer was like refusing, like, oh no, this is my name that I put on it and I don't want to do it that way. You'll sometimes come across people like that, and that's where you need to be like, okay, got it, and then get the fuck out. If it doesn't align with your vision, then no. Like, I can definitely understand like constructive criticism and stuff like that, like, oh, maybe hit this note or do it this way or try it this way, but like giving me a hard no and like just be like, no, I want it done this way. It's just like sometimes I feel like you wouldn't be doing this or saying this if I was a man. Especially as a female, you have to stand up for your art. You have to stand up for yourself, because people will try you. They will try to take advantage of you. They will try to control you. Maybe they're used to controlling women in their life, but they can't control me. They can't control. Also, standing up for your art means that you're very particular in who you allow to even be in your presence or collab with. Definitely, I've had someone that way back in the beginning, like, I went out, supported the show. I was like, oh, I like this person. I would love to collab with them. This is like when I was first coming out. Like when I first was like taking myself, like serious or whatever. It's like, oh, it's dope. I went up to that person, introduced myself. We followed each other and whatnot. I would like their stuff, share their stuff, comment on their stuff, all of that stuff. They weren't really reciprocating the energy, but I was like, whatever. Like, I like this person. Like, I like what they got going on. I would be like, oh, we should collab. It's really dope. All that stuff. They wouldn't really respond and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, whatever. And then down the line, maybe like last year, I realized, oh, they unfollowed me. They're not even following me anymore. So I was like, okay, bet, I'm gonna unfollow them. Years later, and this is recent, we're on the same lineup. What do you know? When there's an event, you'll usually have like a flyer, like your name on it to promote. This person reached back out to me and started following me again. I was like, oh wow, like, you're so dope. I can't wait to see you at this event, blah blah blah, and we should collab and blah blah blah. And I'm just like,
Stop it. Get some help.
Not when, if you literally just scroll up, like I was trying to do that 4 or 5 years ago. I did not respond to anything. All the likes, the comments, because they not only followed me on like IG, they followed me on my TikTok and all that shit. And I was just like, I'm not going to engage. Because now I feel like you playing in my motherfucking face.
Rock that T, bitch, catch it.
Why would I collab with you when there's people that been rocking with me since I was singing Nigga for Sale, like, and stayed with me through this journey and continue to support me and put me on shows and put me in connections with people, but you want to be wishy-washy, follow and unfollow? Why would I do that? You gotta stand up for your art. You can't just be letting anybody use and abuse you. Like, why do you want to collab now? Because you see me shining? Back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot. Now you want to be on me? Nah, fam, nah. Yeah, and then there's even people that reach out to me and they're like, oh, like, can you do a collab or can you do this? You don't even follow me. Who are you?
Who are you?
Where'd you come from?
Get somebody else to do it.
But yeah, there's people that don't even follow me, but you're asking me for a collab. You want to use me for my presence, or what is my consistency, my follow, my engagement. You want to use me, but you can't even reciprocate any type of support. Nah, I'm good. You got to stand up for your art. Don't just give anybody, access to you and like access to your creativity, your art and whatnot. Like, you got to take yourself serious too. Like, there's people that I said, no, I don't want to collab on, like, I'm okay, like, I'm good. Or I'll, you could play it nice and be like, oh, I have a lot of work on my hands right now, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. Honestly, there was one person I was like, I have a lot on my plate, because I simply thought that their shit was ass. It was trash. And I was just like, oh, hell no, I don't want to be associated with that shit. You would have to pay me. That's when you would have to pay me to like hop on your shit. Practices to stay grounded. So for me personally, I journal and I talk to chat. I need any advice or if there's any scenarios. You can meditate, if you need to. Unplugging from social media, turning off those notifications, and really just enjoying your life, like living in the moment as well. Surrounding yourself with supportive people that actually like go out to your shows or like or comment, like pouring back into people that pour into you. Does this person pour into me? Does this person support me? Are they an energy drainer, or are they a user, or are they a genuine person that wants to be a part of your life and you want to be a part of their life as well? And then just protecting your creative time. Like, if you're at the studio, if you're, whether that's at home or in, an actual studio, put that phone on D&D. Don't like have people distracting you and calling you. Protect your creative time. Really just lock in. So in closing, your energy and your presence is valuable, and mind how you spend it. Yeah, your network is your net worth. So, you know, who are you spending your time with? Who are you giving your energy, time, presence to? Are they pouring back into you? Are they, you know, creating connections? You know, what are they doing to help you? But also, you know, like still being genuine as well. You know, you definitely, a big thing, following your instincts, following that gut feeling. That gut feeling, we got to get back into recognizing when we feel uncomfortable, we feel anxious, anxiety, or anything like that. We have to listen to that. That has saved me in certain situations where I'm like, I feel awkward about this, and then what do you know, something weird will happen. Listening to your intuition. Tap in. You already have that ability to tap in, you know, to make songs, you know, that creativity. You can tap in to figure out, analyze the feelings, the vibes, you know, what's going on. Carry yourself like a business. Carry yourself like you're that girl or that you're him. Don't have people play in your face. That's pretty much this video. If you have any topics, or if there's anything that you've dealt with, or if you're dealing with right now and you want some advice or want me to make a video about it, just comment it below. If you have any words of encouragement or advice or anything, just comment it below. Also, you can put your handles if you're like, maybe you're an artist, a rapper, a singer, or a videographer, photographer, anything that could be helpful. Comment your handle, comment what you do, and maybe the city that you're in. So maybe someone, you know, who's watching this video can be, you know, you guys can tap in with each other and, you know, continue to build, you know, that team or that, you know, support and whatever. So yeah, that's it for this video. Bye.
Out the country, I done had it. I got my own whip and I got my own crib, and I'm working 9 to 5 cause I pay my own shit. Now tell me what you bring to the table. Are you emotionally stable? Could you spend it back cause you able? Do you go to therapy for your mental?